you're sitting there and those thoughts are overwhelming you, I want you to stop. I want you to listen to those thoughts. I want you to think about why those things are overwhelming you. And I want you to bring all of that to me. He says it twice. He says it in Psalms. He says it in First Peter. Cast all your cares on me.
Yes. Yes.
So if he's saying cast your cares on me, then that means you're gonna have cares. You're gonna have things that are in your mind that you're trying to figure out. And I think the key, the breakthrough for me, which by no means is to say that I don't deal with this anymore, but just I'm dealing with it better. The breakthrough for me is, yes, I'm going to have cares, but I have to take those cares to him, and all of them. Yes. My favorite word in that cast all your cares verse is the word all, because I spent a lot of my life thinking this is too small for me to take to God. I'm not going to bother him with it, and I'm just going to try to handle it myself. And as a lot of therapists and Dr. Phil would say, how's that working for you? It did not work out well. It did not. So you got to start. I think it's easy to take the big things to him. You got, like you mentioned earlier, you get a bad diagnosis, you lose your job, you something happens, break down in your house, you're having financial troubles, whatever the situation may be, a wayward child, whatever, the big things. I think the big things are fantastically easy to take to God, because we're like, okay, this is a big enough problem for God to handle. Mm-hmm. It's the little things. Right. And if you're a person who has anxiety and you don't recognize when that thing is little, your brain will turn that little thing into a very giant, overwhelming thing.
Mm-hmm. Which is where the catastrophizing comes in.
Right.
Yeah, no, this is good. I stumbled upon this version of Philippians 4, 6, 6, and 7 in the Passion version, and I love it. Says, don't be pulled in different directions or worried about a thing. Be saturated in prayer throughout each day, offering your faith-filled requests before God with overflowing gratitude. Tell him every detail of your life. Then God's wonderful peace that transcends human understanding will guard your heart and mind through Jesus Christ. And I just love this version, right? Because anxiety gets you pulled. You are pulled in several directions. But it's almost, I go back to, what is it, 2 Corinthians 10, verse 3, where you have to pull your thoughts to captive, bring them back.
Take your thoughts captive. That's